Okay, today we will see jQuery. Today we will see some of the examples like how to read data from the form. We have like a text box, radio button, checkbox, some of the things, right? These are the things generally we are writing in a form, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how to read that values, and we'll try to display some alert so that it's easy for us. If you can able to read the form fields, then you can make some service call and you can send that fields to the service so that we can able to
Okay.
save the data into the database, correct?
Okay. Yeah.
The similar way, if you want to do some validation, you can do.
Mm-hmm.
The main thing is if you can able to read the data, then it's well and good. Okay. So this is yesterday we started on a simple program, it's kind of hello world, just we are trying to we displayed what alert message, correct?
Yeah.
So now what I will do, just I will create another example. So let me copy the default files, HTML and jQuery files. So I copied. Now what I will do, in our HTML file, I'm going to let me remove all this HTML content. So now here what I'm to do, I will create some sample text field and some sample radio button and checkbox and drop down and
Okay.
text area. So these are the some of the fields that generally we are seeing in a form, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let me create a simple table which will context which will contain all this data. So first one, right, I'm going to display name. So name is a label. After that I'm going to display input type equal to text. I'm going to give id equal to f name.
Okay.
This is a simple text box, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and after that what I want to do, I want to display gender.
Okay.
Gender input type equal to radio, value equal to male, name equal to,
Mail.
you can give some gender, any name.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So here you can give some male label. After that I want to display one more label, sorry, one more radio button which will display female, and value you can give here female. So this is an example for radio button, and now I want to display one more drop down. So which is having some say country for user country. So UNTRY country, and this is a multi option value. So let me give some options. Select option value equal to select. The default one I'm giving as a select.
Mm-hmm.
And after that I'm giving some two more countries. First one is India, and second one is you can give US, and if you want you can give another country also. So three countries.
Okay.
So this is a drop down, and now let me give one more thing, checkboxes. So we'll give checkboxes also. So that is also one of the input type we are seeing in a form, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to give here skill. So input type equal to checkbox, correct?
Mm-hmm.
First we will see these fields whether it's working or not. After that we will see these fields. So far we added some simple text fields
Mm-hmm.
and a radio button and some drop down. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
after that we will add some text area also, how to read the text area fields.
Okay.
Okay, now this is done. After that what I want to do, I want to add one button. So on click of some submit button, what I want to do, I want to read each field by field, correct?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, for that also I need to add one button. Okay, let me add one button. So what I will add the button at the end. So I'm going to add the button here. So I'm using two columns, input type equal to button, and this button you can say button 1, you can give any name. So now the form is ready, value equal to submit.
Mm-hmm.
Now go back to your JavaScript function. So here just I will remove all those things, or I will comment out. So under ready method, so far nothing is there. So let me comment out till here. Yes. So these are the things we know it. So once the DOM is ready, I want to see this alert message.
What is DOM? I forgot. What is DOM?
DOM means, so once this is a form, right? So once the form is ready,
Mm-hmm.
then it will try to execute this piece of code, correct? So that's what we are doing
Yeah.
here. Ready function. Ready means once this HTML document is loaded successfully, then this ready function will be executed, correct? So indirectly
Mm-hmm.
this one it will consider as a document object
Okay.
model.
Okay.
So you will see here document. So this is called as a document object model, meaning
Okay.
indirectly backend side it will maintain a runtime XML. So entire thing it will consider as XML. So jQuery will read this as a XML.
Okay.
So it will create its own tags, like a first name it will read as a one tag, XML tag, and
Mm-hmm.
is the second attribute. It will consider this as the second XML tag. Like that indirectly, so backend side it will consider this as a runtime XML. It will create one XML, and it will whatever we are saying ID, right? So if we say here one ID, div ID, so it will go to the corresponding tag and it will try to read the value.
Okay.
So backend side it will construct an XML. It's a
Okay.
runtime XML that we can say as a DOM or document.
Okay. Okay.
So that's what the line number. Let me paste this. If you see the line number 9, right,
Mm-hmm.
and 8, so your reading document already, meaning if XML is ready to parses, then it will execute the ready function. If XML is ready, then only it will execute the ready function.
Okay. Okay.
Let's keep on looking for the XML.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, now yes. Okay, let me deploy this file. So document is loaded successfully, and after
Hmm.
that the ready function is called, and we are seeing the alert message, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Click OK, then it's fine. After that it will not do any action. So now go back here. So now whenever I'm clicking the submit button, what I want to do, I want to read the first name value. So for that purpose, what I have to do, I need an action function. This button dot click, correct? So I
Hmm.
need this till here I want. So rest of the things I don't want. So I'm going to remove rest of the things. So whenever I'm clicking the button, I'm going to execute this function, correct? So what is my button ID? So I'm given button 1. So think I can reuse this code, correct? So whenever I'm clicking
Mm-hmm.
the button, so I want to execute this function. So here what I
Mm-hmm.
want to do, I want to read the first name. So how to read the first name? So it is little bit difference between normal JavaScript and Jquery. So Jquery having its own standards.
Okay.
So what is the ID? So F name, correct?
Hmm.
So if it is a ID, then we have to use hash symbol.
Okay.
Hash symbol dot we are trying to read val. It is a function. So what it will do? Document dot get element by ID. It will pass the ID and value. So this is the line indirectly we are writing. Document dot get
Okay.
element by ID dot value.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is compressed into one single word.
Mm-hmm.
So now if you want to see the value, we will add one alert message whether we are getting the value or not. F name. So now what I will do, let me copy this URL. So document is loaded, our DOM is
Hmm.
ready. So you are seeing this alert message. Now let me submit it. If you see here, we can able to read the first name, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So after that we are not providing any value.
Why is it opening new window?
Hmm? This is some alerts is coming.
Mm.
So if so right now I had given submit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So because what kind of environment we are using, we are importing. So we are importing, this is fine. If you are not importing this one, if you are downloading runtime, right? Meaning if you are
Mm-hmm.
giving the full URL, so it will try to display some alerts, ads and all here. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because we are trying to get from internet, right? So
Mm-hmm.
Jquery people, they will add some advertisements also here sometime.
Okay.
So if you are not downloading from the internet, if it is from your local machine, then it will not download any files. I mean, if it will not display any ads. So
Mm-hmm.
otherwise, sometime you will see in your form here some ads. You got it right? Why the sometime you will see ads.
Yeah. Okay.
Someone said hello.
No. I said okay.
Maybe some noise. Okay. So now, so now we can able to read the text field, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So now I want to read drop down. Why? Because first we will see the drop down. Why? Because this radio button is a little bit different. So first we will
Okay.
see the drop down. How to read the drop down. Now go
Okay.
back here. So now let me copy the same piece of code. Now what is the ID I had given here? So far I have not given any ID. So we need to give some ID. ID equal to country. So copy this one. Country. Country. This is same as text field.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now go back here. So document is ready. So first name is displaying. Country is displaying as a select. Why? Because so far I have not selected any country.
Mm-hmm.
So let me select some country and submit it again. Name is displaying. Country is displaying as a select. Why? ID equal to select.
But don't you have to give ID everywhere? ID equal to country?
1 second. Option value select. Sorry, here I had given in a wrong place. I supposed to give.
Yeah, okay.
So if you give here, so you no need to give anywhere. So now
Mm-hmm.
back here. So it's reloading. I, so just submit it. So it's giving some first name and country is select. Now I'm changing the country to some other non-value. So it is reading, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So this is the way to read text box and drop down is same. There is no difference basically. Now how to read the checkbox? Sorry, radio button. Radio button is a little
Mm-hmm.
bit different.
Okay.
It is not straightforward. Why? Because here we will get some. What is this? Yeah. So now, what is the radio button? We have some name, correct? So,
Mm-hmm.
so gender is some unique name for all the buttons, and value is different. So
Mm-hmm.
now go back here. Now first name. After that, now I want to read here. So to read this radio button, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have a little bit different. Where what is the gender equal to? So we are going to use dollar put dot val. So this is the function. So here what we have to pass here. So what is the type of input we are trying to read? Input colon radio, correct? So we are trying to read a type of radio, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And what is the name of the button? Name equal to, so we need to give the name or ID.
Gender.
Gender. Now go a little bit up. So gender, correct?
Mm.
So when we need to select the value, if at all some radio button is selected, at least one radio button, any one, so
Mm-hmm.
then we have to try to get the value. Otherwise you no need to get the value, correct?
Mm-hmm.
If it is checked, if it is selected, then only we have to get the value, correct? Otherwise you no need to get the value.
Mm-hmm.
If you did check, say for instance, if the radio button is not selected, meaning the gender is not selected, so you will not get any value, you get some undefined value.
Mm-hmm.
So because we are providing a condition got checked. So now let me display the value first. Alert. So what is this? Gender colon gender alert message. Now go back here, try to refresh it. Let me remove the alert message every time it's coming. So I removed the alert message. Yes, now. So let me add some value. So first name is coming and gender is coming undefined. Why? Because so far we have not selected any
Mm-hmm.
value, and the country is coming as a select. Okay, now let me select gender some meaningful value, male. Now submit it again. So it's giving something and it is giving male, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if I select some one more value, let me test this value also. So it is giving male, female, select. But now the another condition. So if I am not selecting anything, so I should not display some unknown, right? So maybe
Mm.
I want to display something else. So how to define that one? So you have to write one condition. So if
Yeah.
correct, so if unknown is coming, then you have to say gender is not selected, correct?
Mm-hmm.
This is for
Mm-hmm.
validation. If name is length equal to 0, then you can say name is not selected, correct? If country
Yeah.
equal to select, meaning
Select.
country is not selected.
Yeah.
So that way you can do the validation. So that length you can do for name, then you can able to find out you can able to do display the validation. Please select the name, please select the country, and only for gender, right? So here we are getting undefined, correct? So
Mm-hmm.
undefined we are getting. So how to validate whether it is undefined is a valid value or it is giving the JavaScript, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Undefined. So it is kind of one kind of data type basically. Undefined is a data type. It is who is generating JavaScript or Jquery is generating that value. Why? Because we are not providing any value for the radio button. So that's what it is telling undefined.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to identify that particular values. So undefined. So to identify that one, so we have a syntax here. Jquery dot something type and we need to pass the corresponding to identify whether it is a valid value or undefined. What is the value we are getting? Undefined, undefined. If 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 the value is undefined, meaning so let gender is not selected, correct?
Mm.
Gender is not selected. If you are getting some valid value, and valid value means you are not getting undefined, meaning you may get male or female, correct?
Mm.
So that time you display the selected value, meaning this gender.
Mm-hmm.
Correct? Now we will
Right.
not display undefined at any point of time. So this is the validation for radio button.
Okay.
So now if you didn't selected gender, then it will give you a value for your gender and sorry undefined. So for undefined you are displaying a message called gender is not selected, please select it. Correct?
Yeah. So inside if,
uh
what is that jQuery dot type?
So what is the purpose of that? Say for instance if you are providing some input value,
Mm-hmm.
if you want to identify whether this type is a number,
Mm-hmm.
whether you are entering a number or a text or a special character, if you want to identify a data type, then you can use this one.
Okay. Okay. So undefined is also a data
One
type.
data type, yes. If you want to see that jQuery possible data types, then we have to read the jQuery documentation. jQuery. So this is also very important at sometime validation purpose. Say for instance you are trying to do, you are providing a validation or you are providing a text box to enter the age or salary, some number input. If they are trying to add some character,
Mm-hmm.
so we need to read it right whether they are entering a character or number. So that time it's very easy. jQuery type. Hey, just keep on loading these advertisements. So this is also very important. See here whether they're selecting boolean value or number or any string or any function, what kind of data type you are getting as an input.
Mm-hmm.
So to identify this thing, you can use this one. There is so many. If they are entering a date, or if they are entering an array, or if they are trying to enter some any specific regular expression, what you want to test it. So you can use this one. It's one of the inbuilt jQuery function.
Okay. Okay. So if you want to check if someone is entering date, you will do this jQuery dot type
Yes, yes, it's a valid date
new
format or not.
new date is equal to date.
Correct. Yes. So that you no need to do that validation. It will do all this validation and it will say it is a date. Yes. It is a number. Yes. It is a. If it is invalid, then it will give the false.
Okay.
So in that way you can do most of your validations.
Okay. And three equal to, when do you give three equal to, when you are comparing?
So 3 here, right? Meaning
No, no,
some.
I mean
uh,
three equal to signs.
oh, 3 equal to you're asking?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a jQuery. So in generally in Java, how you are comparing? Double equal to, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in jQuery, triple equal to.
Okay, okay.
Left and right value you are expecting is the value is same or not?
Okay, okay, okay. And what is that three in the bracket that you were earlier, jQuery type bracket three?
jQuery type. So this number you are
Yeah,
asking?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So meaning this one, so you are getting input as a 3 and you are trying to cross check it is a number or not.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay.
So it's clear, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, now go back to our, what is this home page? Yeah, so here, right? Now what we have to do, we have to refresh our page and we will see whether we are getting some meaningful value or not. So first I entered some name and I have not selected any gender. Submit it. So it is giving the name and it is saying gender equal to undefined, and it is saying gender is not selected, please select.
Mm-hmm.
Country is selected. So now I am going to select male and submit it. So name, value is male, and it is displaying male. Now it is not displaying gender is not selected, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So this is the way to provide the validation for the um, radio button.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's clear, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now we can remove it. So this is the way, first name, radio button, and a drop down. Now the last one is checkbox, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So we will add one default checkbox also. How to read it? So we will add checkbox here. Male, gender. Yes, I will add it here. Skills. Put type equal to checkbox, correct?
Mm.
Checkbox. And if you want, you can add one more. So value equal to, say this is a C, this is a C++, and this is a Java. So here skills. So give the same name, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Skills, skills, and here you can say C, C++. This one is Java. So if you want,
Mm-hmm.
you can add select all, select all also. Select all, it's a kind of same the previously how we are enabling, disabling, right? That
Mm-hmm.
is also same. If you want to add one select all, then you can say select all. If you don't want to add, then just add C, C++, Java independent checkboxes.
Mm-hmm.
So how to read this value? So here it is a little bit different compared to radio button. Here it is a little bit different. Why? Because here you are getting multi-value, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Meaning you are getting array.
Mm-hmm.
So how to read that array? So say I will give another example. So how to use the document, jQuery document in this case. So go to here. Say for instance, I don't know, if you don't know anything, so we can use this jQuery documentation, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Go for here. So now, so previous one is selected. So this is checked. So they can select multi-value, correct?
Mm.
Just these advertisements keep on loading. So here, right, same input type equal to checkbox. Whenever you are clicking any checkbox, then we are, so they are writing anonymous function. So they are writing a function. So inside the function, what they are trying to do, so they are trying to read the values, the selected values one by one. Correct? So this is the way to read the checkbox. So basically here you need to, so input type radio skills. So I will go to add here. So input, so whenever you are clicking any checkbox, so this is the anonymous function you are going to add. So this is the HTML input type equal to checks. So what is your ID? So go back here. Let me close it. Close it. So input type equal to radio value apple orange value name fruit. So what is this log? Hey. If you see here, right, in there is some problem. Yeah. Hi. Okay. So to check, to read the checkbox, right? So we need to create an array. So why? Because it will give for you multi-value, right? In previous example
Mm-hmm.
also, when we are using plain JavaScript, how we are reading, so JavaScript will give you a multi-value for in case of checkbox, correct? In case of
Mm-hmm.
checkbox, when we are trying to read the checkbox, right, you create your own array. Okay, you create your own array. So in case of JavaScript, so here, so you will create initially empty array, so which is having some zero elements. So when we are trying to read this selected value, so each time whenever you are getting a value, so you need to push the value into the corresponding array. So there is a push is a keyword. So push means you are trying to add one element to this empty array. So every time when you
Mm-hmm.
are doing push, so what it will do, it will try to add corresponding element into the array. So finally, if you see your all values means all value means a checkbox, you so how many elements you are pushing, that many values you can able to see in your array. So that is the main purpose. Say for instance, whenever you are doing unchecked, in the similar way you have to, there is another option called remove. So you can remove the value from the existing array. So this is the one way to read the checkbox value. So whether on click, whenever you at the runtime, whenever you are selecting the C, you can add the element into the empty array. Say for instance, whenever you are unchecking the value, you can remove from the existing elements. So this is one way to read. And another way is, so whenever you are submitting, so on click of submit, I want to read the value. So this is the second way. So two ways
Mm-hmm.
basically here. So whenever you are selecting the checkbox, so you can read it. And second way
Mm-hmm.
is whenever you are submitting the button, you can read it. Correct?
Okay.
So the best way is whenever you are submitting the button, that time you can read it. So that is the best way to read the checkbox.
Okay.
Because it's a multi-value, right? If it is a unique value, you can read it at any time. So whether this one or this one, never changing it, you can declare a global variable and you can assign the selected values. So we will
Mm-hmm.
follow the submit one. So instead of
Okay.
whenever we are checking the value, instead of doing the validation, that time we will do the read part whenever they're submitting the form. That is easy, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that will save more time. Otherwise, every time they may select C, after some time they may uncheck the C, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So we should not follow this approach.
Okay.
So the best way is whenever the user is submitting, then we will try to read all the selected checkboxes, correct? Then we will display
Okay.
as part of alert message, or you can check the length equal to 0, then say please select at least one skill. If they selected only one, then if again check the length, if it is length equal to 1, then say please select more or more than one skill at least, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the way to read the checkboxes. So we will see the checkboxes tomorrow. Okay, now I
Okay.
need to go outside. Okay,
All
so
right.
we'll finish it checkbox tomorrow, and after that we will see the validation part. So
Okay.
validation means jQuery is having its own validation. So you no need to write length equal to 0, gender is selected or not. So jQuery is having its own validation framework. So we will see that one also tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
fine.
Thank
Yeah.
you.